Hey guys, so welcome. We're gonna experience something different. This is Sherlock Holmes the Awakened. And I have kept myself in the dark about this. And I haven't spoiled anything. So we're gonna be surprised for the ride. Looks good. I'm not skipping. The shadow over London.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
This looks good. Why is the bed like that? Why is the bed like that? What? Oh, hold to inspect. London Advertiser, September 28th, 1882. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by the Swedish Princess Hildur. Chief among... I hope I pronounced that right. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomat corps. I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to too many things at the same time. I want to read and then read it in my head. As a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Hildur's personnel bodyguard, the long-term member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. Oh, great. A spokesperson for the police ensures that advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentleman's club or fair nightingales who confront them. Okay.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's not by motion. What is this? I can't see. Why does it rotate like that? It says left to rotate, but then right rotates it as well, which is weird.
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Good service indeed. Okay. How do you open it?
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Who's Werner?
I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Does he really think I'm gonna go do that? Can I talk to Watson?
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, you sad, sad little man.
I'm close, I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case.
Okay, they're knives. They're knives, but he said that they were syringes. Is there anything over here to look at? I don't know if there's collectibles or what's a mechanic. Can I pick that up? Okay, I guess I can't pick that up. I'm sorry, sir. You have two oh, okay. Oh, I don't think I can. To the dustbin, Watson. I don't know what that is. It's rainy today. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook with and navigate to the wardrobe. What? I got a wardrobe? Oh. I like that. But I know we're going outside, but oh, it's really gonna do that to us? Oh, I can't. What's in? Move yourself.
Don't look at me. If you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty.
So move your face. To hunt down leads, pin evidence with Y, and then ask people about it. Without evidence, you won't understand you. Sherlock is afraid of water. If he falls in, he'll black out. Great, I'm afraid of water now. Who would have thunk it? So why am I outside when it's raining? Ew. What is that? What is that? Okay. What am I supposed to do? Okay.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Oh my goodness.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
I do it to myself. Hold ZR to run.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
What? I pressed R and I went into
Get the
like
Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
I went into like crazy mode.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
No.
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson.
Cool, now I can take the day off.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings.
You've got a new question in your mind place. Open the kit. What is my mind? Oh, that's what it is. Might as well read them all. The newsboy's testimony. The young newspaper seller didn't see much. He noticed a suspicious man approaching the house, and then he heard a loud noise. He said that the man was kneeling at a doorstep afterwards, but the newsboy lost sight of him due to his customers. Apparently, the man was carrying a stack of books. Cactus spine potentially poisoned. The missing copy of the Strand, okay, was in the bin. So the Strand is the newspaper. That's where I got confused. With a cactus spine stuck in a sheet, such spines are very thick, very tricky to remove once embedded in the skin, making it the perfect assassination tool if dosed with poison. The rest of the newspaper is damp and dirtied with potting soil. The Strand is missing. Watson brought... Oh, so the Strand's a newspaper. Watson brought in the morning's post, but the Strand is missing. He disposed of it before entering the building because the pages were soiled. There is still a chance it might be found in the dustbin. The newspapers is indeed in the bin. Book from Barnes. Wait a minute. If the dude was carrying a whole bunch of books, is that the dude from the bookstore? Among our morning deliveries is a book for Watson. It was from Mr. Barnes, the bookseller, who prefers to do deliveries himself, so it must have been Mr. Barnes who was at the door. Attached to the books is Barnes' business card, which includes the address of his store around the corner. Okay. I read that already. Okay. Can I pet the horse? Can I pet the horse? You savages are not gonna let me pet the horse? Okay, I can't interact with him. Around what corner, though? Okay, that's creepy. Fine. Oh. It's Farm Fresh. I don't think we're at the lock and key shop. Yeah, here we go. I'm on break. Can you look at the thing? No. I can't talk to him. I can't talk to none of these people. I would have thought that thing would have went away. So, no, left. We'll ruin the Strand. Nope. Okay. Barnes, the local books. Oh. Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. The newsboy said a suspicious man carrying the stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel to Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang, a visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. I was way ahead of you on that, my friend. Okay, so that's what you have to do. It took me a little bit to figure it out because there was like a lot of little strands. But wow, what's this now? Oh, because I put it to... Ooh. Okay.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Shut your face.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Oh, the sign miraculously is gone. Let's see what his face got to say.
How about that Vogel fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you. Would he do something like this?
Observe. Your hairline is the effects of overwork. Can you go lower? Oh, newspaper ink. So he had my newspaper. Can we think? Oh, why do you have 2 different color hairs? Is that normal? Oh, it glows. Okay, so if you guys leans heavily on his right leg, sore left leg. Okay. His shoes? Yes, his shoes. Is this me like paying attention in my mind? Because high heels wants to look taller. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, ink, newspaper, ink. High heels wants to look taller. Leans heavily on his right leg, sore left leg. Bags under eyes, the effects of overwork. Okay, Mr. Barnes has large bags under his eyes as a result of poor sleep and stress. He has developed a limp, likely the result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller or stronger, presumably to deter future violence. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot against me. Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and has large bags under his eyes as a result of long hours of intense work. He is not very confident and tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. I don't care what way you say it, it still sounds condescending. It seems unlikely to such a person who be involved in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hand suggests he is one of the ones who sold the newspaper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes couldn't still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. Let's go with the workaholic. I already read it.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or 2?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Press L to highlight. We have a Revelio. Okay. Am I looking at the books? Okay.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Sure, it's an interesting hobby. Is there a dog? Why do I hear a dog? Where is there a dog?
The finest view London has to offer.
Okay. Is it like in each set? Okay.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
Why is that book open? Okay, that has nothing to do with it. The movement is kind of like weird. So it's something here. It's 2 out of 3, but I can't. No? I'll come back to that. Why is this like
I
that?
could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, see, so there's something else here that I can't see. The paper? Yes. Exotic plants catalog. A catalog of exotic plants on Barnes's counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. Okay. Don't love me that much. Can I help myself to the register? No, I can't. I can't do nothing here. This is still yellow. Oh, this over here. What? Oh, there is that doggy. Can I pet the dog? I just seen a little blimp on him.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Let me pet the dog.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Now you're over here? Weirdo. So there's still one more that I can't see. Yeah, then look, it doesn't let me go that far. Oh, it's one of the books.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Okay. Are we done?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Oh, man. Nope. Can I change my answer now? Okay, now we're gonna go to... Oh, so we gotta collect more than... Okay. Why is Barnes access potentially poisoning exotic plants catalog? I think that's it. No. Observations. Dead flowers on display. The strand is missing. I think it's the thing. Alright. Why... Mr. Barnes is involved in a scheme. Is it? Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. No, that's not what it is. So I got one right. Are you seriously implying that that's what it is? Okay. There's no more green ones. I'm confused. I don't know if I'm still doing this right. They didn't explain this to me.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
I was talking to the dog.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
These two don't talk at all.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so.
Isn't that
I
the
merely
cactus?
sell them.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Oh, no, no, go back. I hate how slow it rotates.
Familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Oh. I didn't do that.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
We're observing. Avoid eye contacts or distracted. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment. Mourning brooch honoring deceased husband. Oh. Clean boots. Changes boots are on upon arrival. I don't see anything. Her hands. Her. What am I looking at? Your hair? Your elbow? Oh, buttons. Luxury fabric. Unusual for work attire. Still grieving. Ready to move on. I don't know.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Provide evidence of what? There's a cactus and a person spawns. The pot is cracked. It appears to have taken a blow.
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Where's the...
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
I'm confused.
I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Mrs. Fleming claims she doesn't know how the cactus appeared on her display. She went for a break, and when she came back, it was there. Okay.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course. But we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Okay, I guess. Here's more. Okay, now it gives me the. Okay, so cactus, find poison cactus in a cracked pot. Why does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. There you go, it's green. Okay. So this one and that one. There we go. Mrs. Barnes is little. I could have told you that. Mr. Barnes loves Miss Fleming. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Mrs. Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into his shop and give him watering advice, but it could simply be a symbol of his... Is he desperate though? Or is that just far-fetched? Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from a catalog on his counter. A questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents these cacti as immoral. Plainly, this is the same cactus that he dropped off to stand outside 221B Baker Street. Now to hear the full story. Okay, now we're gonna go in and I guess interrogate the crap out of him. Be like, we know about your boo.
Perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
She loves you too, bro.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
But you can answer?
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
What is he doing?
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
There's one on the thing.
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well,
It was on the table.
naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Thought it's the cat. The strands did I read this one? No. Explosion rocks docks. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier Number 3 in the early evening en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The port authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing, how do you pronounce that? Saltpeter? I know I'm reading that wrong. Leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to the workers and the public, it will be some time before we have a full account of what transpired. The cat's trying to get in my room.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Am I grabbing the paper? Because it's like literally right here.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
I can't take that one.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Best be off, but you're still looking at crap.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it.
Let me guess right about now.
Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Okay, I guess I'm walking. They don't let you run whenever you want. Oh, now it does. Okay.
Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Sergeant Ruffles?
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? the way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
Okay.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Mentally drafted my complaint. Okay. Bye. Is he missing a head? Yes, he is. Oh, I have to go to the other side. What does that mean?
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
I'll come back to that. I don't know if that means I'm missing something. Concentration helps you pick up smaller details. Oh, that's what that is? What the? Oh, I'm like, what is wrong with that man? Okay, you can skip that. Thank you.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit? Or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
No air coming through it. Button chops. The remains of a meal.
What am I looking? Oh.
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
The ashes are long since cold.
With enough clues, Sherlock can use imagination to reconstruct the past. Press R to see it. Oh, you can?
No air coming through it.
Okay. Oh. I press B. Is there something else I'm missing? With enough clues, Sherlock Holmes can determine imagination to reconstruct the past. Press R to see imagination nodes. Interact with the nodes to begin. Then recreate an accurate version of the events. Okay, I already did that. And there's something else over here. No.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Somebody's face. What is that? No? Oh, it is. Okay.
A small navy spyglass.
Navy. Grab everything else. Wait a minute.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Where am I? Like, where am I going? Come on, could you just interact? No, I keep interacting with the thing. I just don't understand how that has 3. Oh. Can you move? Oh, hold on. There has to be something I'm missing. Because I found the second one. Oh my god. Cool, so there has to be stuff outside. Why doesn't it let me do the thingy outside? Oh, there we go.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Okay. What's in?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
No, let's go over here. I remember seeing something on the floor that kind of looks like that. Can you just get off the screen? Thank you. There we go. Okay, yeah.
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Ah, shut up. Nobody's gonna talk about the beheaded thing. Oh, now it's... Okay. Oh my God, what was that?
I will not be long, Captain. I will not be long.
Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button.
Are you joking? Why would I know this? Are you joking? Why would I know this?
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Okay.
Where on earth are you going with this?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Okay.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
There's a spyglass on the floor. Captain Sturrock said he's never seen a servant, but it appears to belong to someone else. No. Okay. So what if we check on the other side, right? Oh. There's still one missing though. What happens if I put next? There's still two missing. Okay. Alright. No, no. Alright. 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 Get out of here. Okay, we can't go in there. There's something missing that I haven't asked them.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
So why would you leave it there? Watson sometimes throws me off because his little bubble thing comes out.
Surveilling from
Oh
afar,
my
the
God.
intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
That took me a little bit longer than it needed to because I didn't understand the process. Now that I understand the process, I'm not gonna look like an idiot anymore.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I best.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
Obviously, because he's not
I
there.
only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
I ought to smack you in the forehead. That's what I should do. I'm running everywhere now. The crap. Is that the cart? Itchy.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
Okay. So, wallet.
Roy Soulsby. That be the name of our man. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Saltpeter.
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
And you look at the floor.
A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
I don't think we gotta do that because I think it'll give me.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed.
Oh,
You think
yeah.
you know someone.
They put carriages and stuff, so we won't do anything. Can I talk to you now? No.
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
That's why I stood quiet earlier and didn't tell him to go somewhere with himself. Should we go the other way? Here's something. Oh, you know what? Oh, can I mine thing now? Oh, I got two now. Why? Wait, do you go from the first one to the second one? What are the notable features of the abductor? Spyglass. Shh. Sailor's not. I think more of that. Oh, two of them are fine? Okay. Abductor's trail. No. Features. Features. Where's the wallet? Oh, there you go. I can't. Okay, so it's none of that. I like the fact that it takes them off. Can I take them all off? Oh, there you go. Abductor is a sailor. A particular knot, a spyglass, and footprints of a working man's boots. They all add up to one conclusion. His abductor is a sailor. Okay. Can I do the other one now? What am I missing? Where does it lead? You can't do that. A calling card. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them. Ooh, only one's wrong. I don't know why it gives me like the people from the first one. Oh, I didn't see the bottom one. Kimahia's trail leads to the port of London, where we know now that Kimahia's kidnapper is most likely a sailor, that his wallet bears saltpeter. I don't know why it sounds like Trey, but it's Peter. I don't know. Residue, that there was a recent saltpeter accident in the port of London. Everything suggests that we find Kimihia. We must head to the port of London. There is no time to lose. It is vital that we find a cab to get to the port of London immediately. Okay.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident, Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Or can we just run? Can we run? Oh, they locked everything up. Is there gonna be good goodies here? Move, Watson! He did it on purpose. Okay. Run, my good lad. What's up with that water? Taxi? Can I ask this dude? Now, depart this location. You cannot return after leaving. Be sure to find everything you want to do.
Where to, Gav? The port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind.
You better not have red
One
eyes when
imagines
turns
a
around.
physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
The cursed mermaid. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it right here, and I'm just gonna do one chapter a piece, but I'm gonna try to record 2 chapters altogether. And I'm still iffy about this game, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.